Welcome y'all to the Ronin 4D tutorial video. And as you marvel at this piece of machinery, crafted up straight from the wizards at DJI, a true marvel in camera technology, and just a magnificent gimbal. But sometimes you have to wonder, what the heck am I looking at? It's okay. Don't panic. I got you. First, we got the controllers on the left side and right side right here. You're going to want to slip up that unlock switch, slide it in, and flip it back down. Alright, great. Now you got that accomplished. Now you're ready to unlock the gimbal. Points right here for reference. Great. Now you're done saying it. You do have to balance the gimbal, but this is very frustrating and I'm not going to go over it. Now check for the battery levels, and yippee, you're ready to turn that puppy on. Alright, first we got the left side on the Ronin. Got the SD card port here. You want to click that button, slide that thing off. It does take USB-C and is 1 terabyte. I do have to mention this is a separate piece, very expensive, on top of other separate pieces. Another, and more. Next, you got your USB-C port if you want to plug in the footage straight away. Then you got C1 and C2. C2 is useless, but C1, recenter, very useful. Recenters the gimbal back to balanced and straight position. Alright, next we got the gimbal modes. First one is off. This just turns the gimbal off, obviously. And then next we got the follow, which is your basic one, default mode, just smooth motion. Then we got lock, which is going to lock onto each item. The crosshair is always going to be on it. Then we just got pan, no up and down, it'll lock, tilt. And then also basic mode. And then this one adds roll into it. You want to get some rolling shots. There you go. Alright, next on we got this handy dandy scroll wheel here. And if you didn't know, and you're in iCam, this just scrolls the things on the screen up and down. Alright, next. What is this? What?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, but this is DJI's new edition, 4D mode, which balances the Ronin 4D when you're walking for smooth motion. You will want to turn this on whenever you're running or walking. Gets really smooth camera movement. But it will scare people with it walking up on them. Next we got our handy dandy record button on the side. Another one here. And screen's gonna light up red. And that's basically all the buttons you press to record. Next we got the most useless button on here, which is the lock. Basically locks everything so you can't even do anything. Can't even turn the thing on. And then Z mode, which is also useless. I still have no idea what that does. But yeah, let's keep lock off. Great, now you're done with the left side. Oh, what is that? Uh-oh. Alright, now for the right side. First thing you're gonna have is a headphone and mic port. Headphone port is gonna be at the bottom, as so, and then mic port is at the top, which I do have to mention, no XLR port. Yeah, sorry. It's an extension you have to buy. Right here you have HDMI for HDMI. And then at the bottom you have a DC port. I wouldn't worry about this port unless of course you're using 1,000 attachments. Alright, great. Now you're done. Now it's time for the controller buttons. And yes, they do look like a Nintendo Switch. Alright, on the top here, first you're going to have your record button. Then your peak button, which obviously just shows all the peak in the area. See the peak? But no, really, it puts on red lines that shows you the focus. You should know this. Next we got mode button. Mode button changes the mode on the screen. This of course goes handy dandy with the scroll wheel here, so you can adjust for settings. Now on the back side here you got trigger, which does absolutely nothing. And then you have your autofocus button, which is hiding in the corner back here. You press this if you want autofocus, which I do have to say is a pretty good autofocus. I will give DJI that. Alright, on the left side controller, you have your tracking button. If you have tracking on, it will lock onto somebody with blue brackets and track them like it's locked on. Then you got your exposure button, which shows all the mid in the area, which is the zebra stripes. That's mid. You don't want that. And then next you got your controller. Very, very fun. Like an Xbox controller. Alright, hiding on the backside too here is a lock button. Press that trigger for the lock, and then M, which is sports mode, even though sports starts with an S. It's kind of weird. And then we got another M for sports mode, and also a tilt button. Alright, now for the screen settings, which, don't worry, I got you. I know it's complicated. Looks like a spaceship. On the top here, you got buttons that correspond to the following tabs they're in. Here's arrows for reference. Just click on those puppies to adjust something. And then on the side here, on the top you got settings, on the bottom you got videos you took, and then on the back you got exposure, peak, and loot. And if you don't know what loot is, it's basically applies a color filter so you can see it with color. It's a touchscreen, so obviously you can just tap whatever you need to adjust it. And then also it has a ND filter on here. And we're going to show this ND filter with Creef here. There's a 8 to 16 to 32 to 64 to 128 to 256 to 512. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to take this in space, go to 512. Next, we got volume button over here, which shows the channel levels. Then we got track and auto manual focus, and then gear switch, which basically controller dead zone of the thing. And you got your nifty scroll wheel here. And then at the bottom is where you click to view your videos. You can adjust the timeline, and then you click that to see all your videos in arrangement view. Which, thank you DJI for putting the specs of what you used on here. Next you got the settings, which I'm not going to make a whole video on because it would take way too long. But first you got your image area, which changes the image area, and I would study up on this. Then you got recording codecs if you want to shoot in RAW. And then this basically changes the resolution of it. Very useful. Then at the bottom of each tab is auto, you know, if you want robots to do all the work. Next you got audio. You want to choose 30.5mm mic right for the audio. This is storage, which I could have sworn DJI said 1 terabyte. Anyways, if you want to format, press that. And then next, gimbal calibration, which auto tune. But yeah, this basically auto tunes it, what you want to do before each thing, so you get more accurate gimbal. Okay, great. You've made it. Congratulations. Good job, kid. You made it through the final Ronin DJI 4D tutorial. It's a very nice camera, very nice gimbal, very useful in the field. But remember, Jesus Christ died for your sins.